It was how he preferred it. He hated hovering, and he hated having people around at all times. He hated fuss. Griffin's mother thought fuss was a necessity for the royal family. Hell. He had to figure out something, and fast. His mother would suspect him the moment she clapped eyes on his tie. If it was even so much as askew, she'd hyperventilate and force servants on him. It wasn't proper, she'd say. Look at how he was running his own life into the ground, she'd say. Wouldn't it be easier if he had an equerry and a valet and a driver and a few maids? And the next thing Griffin knew, he'd be tripping over people determined to make themselves useful. Then he'd have no peace at all. His loft would be crawling with maids and butlers and... He shuddered at the thought. Griffin's phone buzzed. He picked it up eagerly, hoping that Kip had texted him to state that he'd called the doctor because he knew Griffin was displeased and had been cleared to fly, that he was returning to Griffin's townhouse, and it had all been a complete misunderstanding. Sir, I have called the agency to see if they can provide a replacement. We'll keep you posted. And I've arranged for a selection of high-end clip-on ties to be delivered this afternoon. Dear God, the only thing worse than his mother seeing his tie askew was if she saw him in a clip-on. Something simply had to be done. Ante up, boys. Reese tossed his chips into the center of the table. Let's get this show on the road. Some of us don't want to be here all night. You never minded before, Jonathan grumped as he threw his chips after Reese's. Marriage turning you into an old man. Nope, Reese said easily. Just eager to get home and see my firecracker. Pregnancy really increases a woman's hormones, you know. He wagged his eyebrows at the others in a devilish manner. Please, spare the details, Cade said with a grimace. He added his ante. Audrey's a childhood friend of mine, and I don't want to hear about her raging hormones. Jealous? Reese said with a grin. He nudged Griffin on the other side of him. You in, buddy? Griffin looked up from his phone, frowning at Kip's message. It was 2 simple words. No luck. Damn it all. I'm in. He forced his attention back on the card game. Logan put in his ante and arched an eyebrow at Griffin. Everything okay? Just family issues, Griffin said sourly, and reached backward to the drink table and grabbed the bottle of cognac. The others preferred whiskey, but he liked something a bit smoother. He didn't bother pouring it into a glass, just opened the bottle, swirled it, and took a swig. Now both of Logan's eyebrows went up. I'm pretty sure, Logan began, that there's no such thing as just family issues, at least not in my experience. They asking for money? If only. If he could toss a few million at his family and make this go away, he would. Griffin chugged the cognac again. Maybe he should have gone for whiskey after all. Reese began to flick cards out on the table, dealing. So, where the hell is Hunter tonight? Gretchen said he was on his way, Logan said with a shrug. I assume he got caught in traffic. Jonathan picked up his cards off the table and gave Griffin a curious look. You nervous about the site visit? Site visit? The dig we sponsored. Spain? Jonathan looked surprised that Griffin had forgotten. We're supposed to go next week and see how things are progressing. You know they found a promising cache of coins. Damn it. He'd forgotten. I can't go. I have to be at the royal wedding. All the men groaned sympathetically. God, that sounds like the biggest whipping ever, Grease said. Griffin didn't disagree. Jonathan was frowning. You're bailing out on me, man, but The door at the top of the stairs opened, and all 5 men turned, conversation forgotten. Hunter appeared at the top of the stairs, dressed in a heavy jacket, scarf, and carrying a box of Kleenex. His nose was red, his eyes bleary, the ugly scars on his face livid. He sneezed. As Hunter descended the stairs, his girlfriend Gretchen trailed close behind him, a worried look on her face. Do you need more cold medicine, baby? She looked like she was the one who'd been sick. Her vivid red hair was pulled into a messy bun.